Here we are. Okay, so thank you for coming as always. I think what we'll do is we'll do a short landing practice before I begin the talk, just to help us all arrive together. So we're following the sound of the bell. Noticing how, as it fades, it leaves silence behind it. It leaves space. And it's this space here that we are all sharing in. All joining from different places, physically, and different places mentally, emotionally. So we can begin this session by allowing ourselves a moment of imperfection. Allowing ourselves just to be as we are, without the need to change it. Maybe we're arriving from a place of stress, confusion, a bit of chaos. Maybe we're feeling a little bit tired or lazy. Maybe we've been in a bad mood or a good mood. So we can invite all of those parts of ourself to be in this space with us. There's nothing wrong with you. And breathing deeply into the belly as best we can a few times, just to finish the grounding practice. As we breathe in, noticing how the body expands, and as we breathe out, noticing how the body naturally lets go. So again, welcome. And it's It's your choice. You can stay in meditation for this talk or relax your posture, open the eyes and listen. You can lay down, make yourself comfortable. The subject today I want to talk about is love. And love is certainly one of those words that we all have our own versions of, I guess. You know, the Greeks have a set number of words to explain the different types of love. Eros is a romantic love. Agape or agape is a unconditional type of love. We've spoken about that before. There's philia, which I believe is a love for friends and family. And there is another one, but I can't remember what it is. But it goes to explain, or some way to explain, that love isn't just one thing. And the love I want to talk about today, I think it's best if we erase all our previous notions about love. Because this kind of love is difficult to describe. It's difficult to place words around because it's something that we can't reach for. Like a traditional romantic love, or even sometimes love with family, it comes with conditions, expectations. We're giving and receiving love, and sometimes it doesn't work that smoothly. This love is more like presence. It's spaciousness. It's the recognition that beyond or within our experience, it's possible to connect with a type of love that has no boundaries. Think of it like the sky. If love is the sky, then thoughts are like clouds. Emotions are like clouds that appear to obscure the sky, but they never actually do. They're just there within the sky. Or another analogy I like is this background love or presence or space is like the paper on which words are written. Of course, it's much easier to notice the words, the content of our minds, of our experience, and we pay less attention to the background, to the space in which these experiences are unfolding. So we can practice this with meditation. This is something that we can come closer to, and it's a quality of this spaciousness that when it's connected with, when it's recognized, when it's revealed, that it does feel in many ways, certainly in my experience, like love, like peace. And it has no boundaries. So one good way of starting to navigate towards this experience is to notice where we are putting in boundaries. Where are we defining separations between one another or between us and a different group of people, maybe a different nationality or race, some other demographic. And of course, this stuff can sound a little bit airy-fairy. And one thing I like to do with these mindfulness sessions is give us a sense that this is something that's real, it's grounded. So from a neuroscience point of view, not that I'm a specialist in this, but there are different parts of the brain that are responsible for different experiences. And one, I'll have to refer to some notes here. So the default mode network is the part of the brain which is busy with thinking, thoughts. It's the kind of the undercurrent, the constant flow of noise that goes through our mind. So this is, say, when we're not doing anything, our mind will drift towards this kind of thinking. And this is often ego-based, it's quite often self-centered, and it is not necessarily a problem, but it can cause us undue stress because we unconsciously attach to this experience, whatever the mind is coming up with in the moment. Now, another type of brain activity is from the prefrontal cortex. So this is the more human part of the brain. And this is responsible for awareness. So this has a more spacious experience to it. This is what allows us to notice thoughts. So when we practice meditation, where we're moving away from habitual identification with the story, with the noise, with the labels, and we're moving into more spacious awareness. And that is accompanied by certain types of experience. Feeling more peaceful, having a different perspective, perhaps. I guess there's a danger in this kind of approach where we feel like we have to stop thinking or change how we're feeling or thinking. But that's all very much the doing brain in charge. It's the thinking side of things that really wants to take over. It really wants to work this out, really wants to arrive, to be enlightened. However, it's simply the recognition of what our mind is doing which promotes awareness. It's in the observation of whatever our experience is. If we can observe it, then we're stepping away, we're stepping backwards, we're opening. And in a very noticeable or tangible way, we expand. Because we're not attached to the thinking mind. We can see it from a different perspective, and in that we're creating distance, we're creating space. So when I talk about this love, I'm talking about getting to know the quality of awareness itself. And this is something a lot of spiritual teachings point towards. I think the key thing here is this is about dropping effort. This is about surrendering to this moment, allowing. And with that, we need patience, because we know what it's like to meditate, how easy it is to become attached to thinking. It happens in a split second before we even know it. We might sit with the breath and rest, notice the breath. We may notice thoughts beginning to stir up, and then before we know it, we're away and we've lost our presence, and we're in the default mode network and whatever that brings along with it. So whenever we've noticed that that's what's happening, we're always starting in this moment, we simply bring our awareness back to the fact we're noticing. I'm noticing that the mind has wandered. So that concludes the talk for now. I do wonder, given it's slightly different kind of chat today, I do wonder if anybody has any questions, any sticking points or uncertainties. Okay, I'll take that as a no. So what I'd like to do then is begin the meditation. Okay, so just, making ourselves comfortable, adjusting our posture so that our bodies can remain relaxed. So we don't have to put too much effort into staying upright. But there's enough energy here to keep us alert, conscious. Our body and our mind are essentially the same thing. If our posture is too relaxed, then we probably won't have much say over what's happening in the mind. And if our posture is too rigid, we might feel tension or stress in the mind. So coming together again in this space, bringing all parts of our self all the imperfections. Making room in ourselves for all of our corners, the bits we want people to see, the bits we don't want people to see. Just inviting all of these into our awareness with love. And we can follow the breath. And this is a way to bring the mind into a focus of awareness. Helps to stabilize the nervous system. So we breathe in a particular way, and we're aiming for a relatively even breath. That may be a count of 3 or 4 on the in-breath, and then a similar count on the out-breath. So we can count silently in our minds. Deepening or exaggerating the breath slightly. And focusing on the felt sensations of the breath. So our aim is to be present here with the sensations of the breath, while aiming to balance the breathing, the in and the out breath. And if the mind wanders, simply bringing our attention back to the breathing and the counting. Letting go of stories, letting go of distractions. Just breathing and counting. And now is the time to let go of counting, to let go of controlling the breath in any way, allowing it to breathe its own pattern. Simply tuning in to that, noticing the rising and falling of the breath. In its own way. If it's short, it's short. If it's long, it's long. And staying with awareness, noticing the body, presence in the body. Noticing the sensations as they arise and fall away in the body. Noticing the contact of our feet on the floor. Noticing the stillness of the earth underfoot. Noticing any sensations in the legs. Maybe clothing, temperature, pressure. Is there more subtle sensations available? Tingling, pulsing. Moving up through the legs into the area of the hips, the seat, the groin. Noticing any sensations in this area as energy to open and just receiving the sensations. Noticing sensations in the torso. In the belly, in the chest, anywhere on the back. Can we feel the body from within? Noticing the arms down to the hands. Noticing any aliveness in the hands. Noticing the shoulders, the neck, the throat, the head. Noticing sensations in the face. The eyes, the lips. And becoming aware of the whole body as it appears to us. Noticing the body as sensations in awareness. So sensations are arising and falling, always here in this space. We're feeling something in the body. So we will notice the body is here, the sensations are arising in this space of awareness. And we can begin to drop labels. So we're moving out of mind activity to relaxing the mind. Letting thinking disperse. Coming closer to the reality of this moment. As it appears to us. In the field of sensations. These different sensations in the body are like the clouds. Appearing in the sky of awareness. And if the mind is busy, if the mind is distracted, if the mind's in story mode, which is really common, we notice that. Noticing the movement of the mind without trying to change it. Allowing ourselves to be mentally noisy. And using that experience to bring ourselves back home. where we already are. And as soon as we notice that the mind has wandered into thinking, if we've lost our presence of mind, we use that distraction as a way of developing our awareness by noticing that the mind has wandered. That awareness has become attached to this identity as a thinker. And it's possible to witness that. And to relax. To let go of control. To let go of expectations. To let go of the need for certainty. Letting go of having to know what's happening next. Can we let go of the future? And let go of the past? Noticing that now at this place, this space of now is not time-based. Now emerges when time falls away. When we can let go of future and past thinking. And we do that very automatically when we stay present with the breath, with the sensations of the breath. The sensations of the body. We're present when we are aware of the mind activity. Can we see the thoughts? Either as words or images or sounds in the mind. Noticing them like clouds against a clear sky. Like stars in the night sky. The body resting like a mountain. The mind clear like the sky. Thoughts arising like clouds. Can we just allow them to pass on by? And we'll spend the last few moments of this meditation again deepening the breath. Allowing the body to expand and relax. Noticing the past has already gone. And we're all still here in this moment, sharing this space. Just asking ourselves, how do I describe my experience in this moment? Noticing whatever comes up without judgment, without expectation. And using the sound of the bell to signal the end of the meditation. And starting to move the body in a way that feels comfortable, feels nourishing. Perhaps even opening the eyes